Oh man, I love days like today. I love days like today. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I want to welcome you all to I'll name this segment later. I am, of course, your host, Don P. There I am. We'll turn that around because that look kind of goofy right there. There we go. All right, man. I want to welcome y'all to I'll name this segment later. This is my WrestleMania recap show. My plan was to do it this Saturday because I wanted to put everything in there. I wanted to do SmackDown before NXT and then the Raw and the SmackDown. But I was like, you know what? Let me just recap WrestleMania. Let me slow walk y'all to my upcoming wrestling show, which still doesn't have a name yet. If y'all have any suggestions for any names for the wrestling show here on the Happy Hour Network, feel free. If y'all got any names for this segment, feel free. Um, Thank y'all for listening. I hope you guys had an opportunity to check out Pizzle's Picks, which was a WrestleMania preview. I hope you guys had an opportunity to check out the Ode to WrestleMania on my old home, Redline Radio LLC, with myself, Lex Vegas, Big Squeeze, Ray, Jackson Cade. Did I say Mr. Shredder already? Mr. Shredder and Timbuktu. Thank y'all for tuning in to that. We had a whole lot of fun doing that, man. Salute to all of those gentlemen that sat on that panel, man. That was a whole lot of fun to be able to sit around. There's nothing, listen, let me tell y'all. It is so fun to be able, it's so fun to find people who are into things that you are into, like your friends you find, like, because when you grow up, become a grown man and all of that, things change and people change. Like it was people that I used to be able to watch wrestling with when I was a kid. That is no longer the case simply because, people just grow up and that's okay. You know what I mean? That is just perfectly fine. And it's all right. What I got going on over here? Oh, man. But, you know, it was cool, man, just to be able to kick it with the guys, and those are my guys. Let's get to it, man. We here for a good time, not a long time. I'm gonna go over the card. I'm gonna just give y'all the rundown. I'm gonna go over the card. I got I'm giving out some PIZZLE awards. I should call it the PIZZLE. Give out some best awards. I'm gonna give out an MVP, and I have comprised a list of an all WrestleMania team. Hey, I haven't seen anyone do it, so I'm gonna do it myself. So, man, let's get to it. WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania ever, the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and apparently, like, they broke all the records. The attendance was up the whole weekend. They set attendance records at SmackDown. They set attendance records at NXT Stand and Deliver. They set gate records for WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. And they also set a gate attendance record for last night's Raw after Mania, which was fantastic. I loved it. So let's get to it, man. Night one. The attendance for night one was 72,543. The first night has 7 matches, I believe. So let's get to it, man. The show opened, first and foremost, the show opened with Coco Jones singing the Star Spangled Banner. WWE usually does America the Beautiful. That's what I remember. And I know at WrestleMania 1, Mean Gene sung the Star Spangled Banner. Go back and look at it. But Coco Jones did a great job. singing the national anthem. I knew she was. Like, I was looking forward to hearing her sing America the Beautiful, but hey, Star Spangled Banner is a plus. So shout out Coco. Was pretty fly. And the show opened the first match of the weekend. Rhea Ripley taking on Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship match. Hey, I have no problem with this being the opening match. You open with a championship matchup. You open with two big stars. Rhea Ripley is the one. Becky Lynch is still a huge star, fresh off her book tour. They noted that Becky was, I think she had strep throat or something like that. I mean, I guess that's weaved into, you can weave that into the storyline, which is cool. So, they both came out. Their entrances were both pretty fly. Rhea's was pretty fly. She had her favorite band sing her out, and it was weird that dude that sings that song actually looks like her. That was wild. Like, I'm like, damn, he looked like, I thought it was her singing that. Hey, I don't know, man. But Rhea gets the pin in 17 minutes and 5 seconds. Pretty good match, man. Rhea Ripley, oh my God, man. What more can you say? Her title reign continues. She won at last year's WrestleMania. We'll see what she has coming up, and see what challenges she faces in the upcoming months, and see where we go. Like, we are in SummerSlam season coming up now. Royal Rumble starts, WrestleMania season, Raw after Mania. To me, it marks the beginning of like the road to SummerSlam, or maybe the road to Money in the Bank. But Rhea got a problem on her hands the way that Liv Morgan threw that chair at her on Raw last night. Let's get to it. The 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. The rules for this one, they actually split the titles. Both sets of titles had to be retrieved for the match to end. Your champions were the Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Then you have A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I hate the name, but that's a WWE thing. They take these guys as gimmicks or whatever, and they throw them together and they make a team, just like with Awesome Truth. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and New Catch Republic, which is a fire name. My dude Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And the first set of titles were the SmackDown titles. They were won by A-Town Down Under. Congratulations to Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Now, I know they have a lot of heat, and y'all may feel the way that y'all feel about them, but let me tell y'all something, man. Austin Theory is a future main eventer in WWE. He looks like that guy. If they can ever get to a point where they can write him as, or make him a babyface, he's going to be out of this world. He looks the part. I'll say that about that. He looks the part. And the second set of titles were won by Awesome Truth. Gotta clap it up. I am so happy for R-Truth. And as is everybody. It seemed like that was one of the loudest pops we got of the night and of the whole entire weekend, man. Awesome. R-Truth is a sports entertainment treasure. The antics, the hot tag he got in the ladder match, freaking incredible. I want to say overall, this was a great ladder match, even for it to be as many bodies as it was in this match. You got 12 bodies as opposed to a Money in the Bank, which has 6, maybe 8, and that's very chaotic. The old TLC matches with Edge and Christian and the Dudleys and the Hardys, those were 6. But to get 12 men, well, it actually ended up being 10 once A-Town Down Under got the win. They just got erased. Right? I didn't even see them after Waller went through the ladder. I guess they figured like, hey, we got one set. That other set, we don't even care no more. Next match on the card, Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Oh, by the way, the the ladder match was 17 minutes and 25 seconds. So they did really good on time with a lot of these. But this tag team match, this was just a tag match. Rey and Andrade. Andrade replaced Dragon Lee, which I think a lot of people were relieved about. They wanted Andrade to join. He wanted three with a little bit of help from Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. Probably the biggest damn luchadors that you ever gonna see in life. This match had a little bit of action. Like this was one of those. This was like the middle of the card. It was like, all right, we got a little bit of excitement. We got some pretty dope spots in it. But the match to me was decent. It was decent. It served. It served. It has to serve some kind of purpose in this new era that they call it. And I have my reservations on them actually giving this era a name already, and it's just getting started. I mean, the Triple H era, the Paul Levesque era, the Renaissance era. I personally like the Renaissance era. If you're gonna ask me if I had a vote, I would go with the Renaissance era. The next matchup, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Yeet versus no Yeet. This match went 11 minutes. Great storytelling. You got twins, same skill set, and they kind of set all of this up because I watched a lot of media coverage going into WrestleMania. Shout out to all of the media outlets: ESPN, WWE, Peacock, NBC. They covered a lot of this, man. So salute to them. Like they were setting it up. They had Jimmy and Jay talking to Joe Tessitore. And they really just set it up. It's like we pretty much evenly matched. We're brothers, we twins. We share a brain. We share brains. We know what each other gonna do. We got that twin telepathy thing. And that's what played out in the story. I like the just I'm gonna do the move. You go and you know they were doing the same moves to each other. Jay started to get the upper hand, and Jimmy played possum and played cry because Jay still loves his brother. Like, and that we knew that leading up to it. We know Jay is an emotional dude. I think Jey Uso just started smiling. Because remember, like Jay would not smile. Ever since he got on SmackDown and he left the bloodline and he left SmackDown and he left WWE and told the world, deuces, ooses, he came back and he's smiling, winning the championships with Cody and all of that jazz. But Jay got the W. This match lasted 11 minutes and 5 seconds. He came out with Lil Wayne. They could have left that out. I mean, it just was kind of underwhelming. Like, you're going to get Wayne to perform. He got to do more than 12 bars of a milli. But it is what it is. Next matchup was the 6-woman tag match. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi defeated Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane by pinfall. I mean, Damage Control got some stuff in, but this match is honestly a squash. It turned into a beatdown. And I said it. I said they was going to beat the dog shit out of Damage Control. Now we got to see what's going to happen on SmackDown Friday. This match was 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Next up on the card, Sami Zayn and Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This match was everything. This match lived up to the expectations that I had when they announced it. I'm glad they put Sami in this spot. Sami Zayn got the win after getting the dog shit beat out of him for most of the match. It was the whole Rocky thing, and Sami Zayn is always going to be the underdog. And that's fine, but like Gunther is so good, y'all. I don't know if my wrestling heads out there, if y'all have watched Gunther and paid attention to Gunther as much as I have, just to see how good he really is. I watched him in NXT in some of those matches, and some of the matches he had with Pete Dunne, and the matches that he had with Ilya Dragunov. Gunther is good. Gunther is the old school golden age foreign heel guy. The Nikolai Volkovs, the Iron Sheiks, those guys. Just a foreigner, just a heel. He's the quintessential heel, if you will. And in the main event, Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins taking on the Bloodline, The Rock, and Roman Reigns, a returning Rock. Hey, y'all, this match was 44 minutes and 35 seconds long. As y'all know, the rule, the stipulation for this match, if The Rock and Roman Reigns win the match, the main event for night 2 would be Bloodline rules, which they didn't tell us until Sunday night. The Bloodline got the victory. This match was, oh my God, man, just the excitement, the entrances, like they made this match a big deal. It was just like it was what I pictured when they did that first press conference. I was kind of hinting and telling myself, like, they telegraphed this. They're gonna do a tag match, because if you listen to what Triple H was talking about, when he said he's like the first WrestleMania opened with the first WrestleMania main event was a tag match. So a lot of stuff in this WrestleMania was a callback to WrestleMania 1, at least like the big major stuff. But listen, Dwayne Johnson is one of the greatest human beings on this planet. He's one of the most talented human beings on earth. This dude hasn't wrestled a match in 12 years. 12. He ain't missed a step. He might be moving a little slower than he was, but he's 51 years old. But he's still smooth in the ring. He looked fantastic. Roman Reigns, speaking of looking fantastic, Roman Reigns came in there championship ready. He was well put together. He looked like the dude. He looked like the champion. It explains why he's been wearing those hoodies for the last 12 weeks. He's been getting himself ready. Rock with the belt, like he listen, man. The Rock he's the dude. I don't know what y'all want me to say. He is the dude. Like, they cannot. I have a list of my top guys ever. I think The Rock is, as far as ring performance, I'm gonna have to look at my list. I'm gonna have to reshuffle my list and see where Rock is. And he has to go higher, because 51 years old and he comes out looking like that. They come out and get the win. So the stipulation was The Rock. Was is Bloodline rules, which turned out to be the next night was anything goes, pretty much. No countouts, no disqualification. Must be a definitive winner. Let's get to night 2. I ain't gonna break this up. We just gonna roll with it, man. However long this shit come out, it just is what it is, y'all. Whatever. Night 2. I can't think of the name of the group that sung "God Bless America," but Sweet Lord Jesus. They delivered. That was great. That was fantastic. And we open with Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was 10 minutes and 30 seconds long. Drew McIntyre coming out with the win. Seth Rollins, valiant effort. That was crazy. And I think I might have said that either here or might have said that on Pizzle's Picks, or I might have said it on Ode to WrestleMania. Seth might close night one and open night two. But he's the right person to open. Seth Rollins, great champion, 9 months, 10 months with the World Heavyweight Championship, first World Heavyweight champion ever. And then, just like clockwork, Drew McIntyre cashed in on. And again, we have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Senior Money in the Bank. Now, Senior World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. Damian Priest cashed in because Drew McIntyre decided to get cute and taunt CM Punk. So CM Punk dropped him off the table, did a couple of moves to him, and Damian Priest ran out, bunked him with the suitcase, hit his move, and got the 1, 2, 3. That sequence tells me a couple of things. One, that they do have a plan for Damian Priest in Monday Night Raw. You can see those plans unfolding. And two, CM Punk should be back sooner than we think. I believe CM Punk's injury is an 8 to 12 week injury. I think we are at week 8-ish, 9-ish, somewhere there. So Punk is on the mend, and usually when guys are hurt, they don't let them get physical like that. Because he did something with that arm. And I was like, maybe he's cleared. Maybe he's on the way back. Next up, the Philadelphia Street Fight. The Pride, Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford with B-Fab against the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain, with Scarlett and Paul Ellering in the ring, on their side. And there was announced a special guest referee, Mr. Bubba Ray Dudley. It was great to see Bubba Ray. It was great to see him all weekend, actually. We saw him at Hall of Fame, him and Devon, the Dudley boys. Love those guys. But the Pride comes up with the victory. We got an ode to ECW with Karrion Kross attacking Devon. Attacking Bubba or hitting Bubba, and they just went crazy. Montez Ford is the most athletic dude in WWE, and y'all can't change my mind. That dude could be a future world champion if they allowed him the time to be able to do that. But I like the Dudley Boys stuff, like the ode to the Dudley Boys, them doing the moves, and the height Tez got on his frog splash was masterful. Even the ladies got involved. B-Fab and Scarlett got involved, went through a table. Snoop Dogg was on commentary. Listen, y'all, I love Snoop Dogg like y'all do. I just wasn't feeling him on commentary. It just didn't do it. When I'm watching WrestleMania and I'm in the WrestleMania like that, I don't need to hear Snoop Dogg. And it sounded like they just called Snoop, like, hey, you want to call this match? I mean, the match was brought to you by Gin and Juice His Drink. That's something I'm going to get into after I run down these matches, like the look and like a lot of that stuff. I'm going to get to that towards the end. The next match, AJ Styles versus LA Knight. This is the only match that I didn't pick right. I picked AJ to get the win. But LA Knight got the dub in 12 minutes and 25 seconds. I guess this feud is over. I guess these two are going to be moving on to other things. This match was just there. I mean, there were. I get it. The storyline was cool, but we saw this a lot last year, and we saw it a lot. But I guess this is the blow off. The blow off should have been something different. The blow off should have been them Hell in a Cell or Extreme Rules or some kind of a street fight. But you had that throughout. But it is what it is. LA Knight get the dub in his first WrestleMania, and he did it in style. He had on his boots were designed like the Jordan 12 taxis. Fire. I rock with that. I like how the WWE guys are weaving their fashion into their ring gear, like with boots, and a lot of guys wear Jordans. We saw Roman Reigns has some kind of a deal with the Jordan brand. He had on Jordan wrestling boots, and there's an ad campaign out on Instagram and all of that stuff. So I think that's pretty fly. It's going to be a matter of time before there is the WWE guys having a signature shoe. I mean, if this would have been 15 years ago, John Cena would have been the first. If we're gonna be honest about it, I could have seen a pair of like Triple H boots or some Shawn Michaels cowboy boots or something like that, like Undertaker do-rag stuff like that, like going with these different companies like the with the leather stuff. Like it's just a lot, man. But it's dope. I'll get to that. Triple threat for the United States Championship. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton against the United States champion Logan Paul. He had this guy ISO Speed in his corner who got put through a table or got RKO'd. Whatever. I don't know who the dude is, but everybody else does. Apparently, he's a very, very popular content guy. Maybe I will check some of his stuff out. Logan Paul got the win here. This match was 17 minutes and 40 seconds. I have to salute Logan Paul. I'm not a huge fan of him, but still, this guy came to WWE. He's not there to play around. He has taken to pro wrestling, and he looks fantastic doing it. He is an athletic son of a gun. His frog splash was fire. I got to give it up to him. Like, dude has it. I think he'll forever be a heel because people just don't like him. As great as he is in the ring, people just don't like him. Women's Championship. Io Sky, the champion, against Bayley. Bayley's entrance was so fire. I loved it. Io's entrance was fire too. Damage Control had great entrances the whole weekend. They gave them the proverbial big time rub. Bayley beats Io in 14 minutes and 20 seconds. This was a good match. It was great for Bayley to get her dub. It is so, I love when Bayley's a baby face and they get to sing into Bayley. They sang for Bayley the entire time. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, watch it again. Just listen to them. It was like it's like anytime they go overseas to London or anytime they go over to England, the British crowd sings the "Hey Bayley, I want to know if you can be my girl" song to her. I think it's fire. I love it. I don't know about y'all. I think that's fire. But Bayley's match was like a goddamn soccer match. I ain't even gonna lie. But Bayley got that dub, new women's champion. And finally, in the main event, the Bloodline rules for the Undisputed Universal WWE Championship. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. What a match, right? If WWE, if this storyline was a Marvel movie, Night one's main event was Infinity War, and night two was Endgame. Cody finished the story, y'all. It's wonderful. Great storytelling, great ending. Bringing the guys, like bringing on the guys, bringing out the Usos. Them going through, them after coming through night one. Jimmy comes out, interferes. Jay comes out, helps him. They spear him off the ramp. Then here comes Solo. Here comes Cena. Here comes the final boss. And here comes the Undertaker. Honestly, y'all, when Rock came out, I wasn't expecting to hear the gong. I was expecting to hear the glass break. Them doing that, if they could have gotten Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh my God, that would have been great. Seth Rollins, can't forget about Seth Rollins coming out there. I heard the Shield music, and I know I'm not the only one that was expecting both Shield members to come out. Expect Seth and the return of Dean Ambrose, because in this era they have a good record of keeping things in the tuck and keeping things a secret. Whoever was back there telling all the shit ain't back there to tell Dave Meltzer anything anymore. But that would have been fire. But Undertaker came out and did the choke slam. Lights came on. Rollins is laid out in the ring. Rose is laid out. He both stood up. The chair is in the ring. Roman sees the chair. He picks up the chair. And again, this is great. Look, the storytelling, the long-term storytelling. Because we're talking 10 years ago. Is that when that happened? 9 years ago? The Shield breaking up? 10 years ago, right? About 10 years when the Shield first broke up. Roman never forgot getting hit with that chair. The callback to that, hitting Seth with the chair, and Seth falling like Roman did when he hit him with the chair. That was fire. But ultimately, that cost him in the end. Cody, not one, not two, but 3 crossroads, getting the pin. Ladies and gentlemen, your new, undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I knew this was coming. It was a sniffle snot moment, as I called it. Very emotional, very dope to see. I knew it. I knew it was going to be some kind of sniffle snot moment. The locker room coming down, Randy Orton, John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Brandy Rhodes. It was great to see Brandy. It was great to see Brandy in his entrance. LA Knight. Look, y'all, I like LA Knight, but when he was out there, I'm like, why the fuck is he out here? I know it wasn't just me. And I get it. It was like, all right, this is all of the dudes that Roman beat, not the bloodline beat. But you could have waited in the back, dog. They lifted him on the shoulders. Then Cody grabbed my mom came in. It was moving. Like, I was really moved by a lot of this. I was sitting there watching this and got a little bit of goosebumps, and the onions were cutting. He called Bruce Pritchard and Triple H out there, which was pretty cool. We know the history. We know when Cody left and when they did the one show when he took a sledgehammer to the throne. It was some symbolic stuff. We know that. Well, most people know that, or y'all have seen that before. And when he came back, like he alluded to it when he came back, when he first came back, he's told anybody who has ears that Triple H was his favorite wrestler. He does a lot of things like Triple H. His interest, the mask, that's almost some Triple H type shit, like the King, yeah. But it was great, man. That last sequence, the last sequence of the match, and then the ending, the crowd, him, Samantha Irving choking up and crying, announcing it. Like, it was an emotional story. This is one of, again, the storytelling. I have a list too. When I do my wrestling show, probably one of my first lists I'm gonna do is greatest storylines of all time. If y'all have any, just hit me up and let me know. I have a list, but I don't have it in order. I just got a list of a bunch of storylines. But Cody's story, the Bloodline storyline, which is probably going to continue. Overall, this WrestleMania to me, I give it an A+. It looked great. The stadium looked great. The stage looked great. The green, that was fire. Loved it. The production looked different. We saw different camera angles. It looked like an actual sporting event. They made this thing really look like the Super Bowl, the World Series, the NBA Finals, the Olympics, the World Cup. They made it look like a fucking major sporting event, and I salute WWE for that. Hell, by next year, they might have a WrestleMania Radio Row. We'll find out. Hopefully, Happy Hour Network, we can be up in that thing. I'll keep your fingers crossed for you, boy. Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Pat McAfee. Thumbs up. That's a great 3-man team, and they should do that for all of the major pay-per-views. I love Wade Barrett too, but like you can throw Wade Barrett in there too. I love Wade. Wade, Booker, and Vic Joseph did a great job on NXT Stand and Deliver. Like the commentary teams, they seem so loose and so free flowing, saying whatever they want. Pat McAfee cursing up a damn storm. The wisecracks back and forth. When CM Punk was out there, it was freaking wonderful. Like, though, you could just tell guys are having fun and having a blast. I actually had no issue with the advertisements of the match. I did allude and make a couple of jokes like, why does the women's match with the 3 black women gotta be sponsored by fried chicken? And why the fuck is Bobby Lashley and them sponsored by gin and juice? I laughed about it. I thought it was hilarious. I laughed, but it's like, hey, WWE, what are we doing? What are we really doing? Like, somebody figure that out. Oh, I forgot to Stephanie McMahon. Steph open night 2. She came out and she said a speech, and it was great to see her. All of the circumstances that are going on. I mean, in WrestleMania 40, this was the first WrestleMania with no involvement from Vince McMahon at all. I know I'm just gonna say whatever happens there happens there. This is a new era, the Triple H era, the Paul Levesque era, the Renaissance era. Triple H said the Us era. But great show, man. Fantastic. Emotional storylines are great. Just great. The top match for night 1, I got Sammy versus Gunther. Becky and Rhea were right there with a close second. That ladder match was pretty lit. The tag match main event was great. But Sammy and Gunther, man, it's something. Look, man, Sami Zayn is one of them. And I get to that later. And the match of night 2 was Cody versus Roman. Even before all of the interference, it was a great match. Let me take the time to acknowledge my tribal chief. Y'all can't see my one, but there you go. Give it up for Roman Reigns. For the absolute longest. What a title reign. I'm going to get the actual number. And I want to talk a little bit about Roman. It was 1,316 days as champion. What a guy. He carried it. Look at the list of guys he beat. Beat Strowman for the title. Beat The Fiend. Jey Uso. Kevin Owens, Hall of Famer. Future Hall of Famer. Daniel Bryan, future Hall of Famer. Edge, future Hall of Famer. Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer. Cesaro, great guy. John Cena, one of the best to ever do it. Finn Balor, future Hall of Famer. Brock Lesnar, future Hall of Famer. Sami Zayn, future Hall of Famer. Goldberg, in the Hall of Fame. Seth Rollins, one of the best in the business right now and a future Hall of Famer. Drew McIntyre, great run he's having. He's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame. Logan Paul, if he sticks around long enough, he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, AJ Styles, one of the best that ever did it. Future Hall of Famer Randy Orton, one of the best to ever do it. What a run. And I know y'all going to say what y'all want to say. Y'all going to say what y'all going to say. He had interference. Blah, 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 blah. That bloodline storyline has kept you glued to your televisions for the last 3.5 years. And I'm still glued. And I'm excited to see what they have for my tribal chief. Best entrances of the night. I'm gonna start with The Rock. The Rock's entrance looked great. It looked extremely expensive, but of course, this is Dwayne Johnson. $7. I don't think WWE had anything to do. I think that was a $7 production. Either way, it looked fantastic. The big three, as I'm calling them, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. They look great. They're ode to Beyonce with the cowboy stuff on and some silver and some gold. They looked absolutely fantastic. Cody Rhodes' entrance was fire. The birdie fly, it was like the prodigal son returning home. The hero, the conquering hero. One final battle. Roman Reigns with the orchestra doing his. That was fire. And I loved Bailey's. Like I said, Damage Controls was sweet. Rhea's. Like the entrances were great. And now let me get to my all WrestleMania team. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. I'm going to talk about the three of them together because they, for 2 nights, put on matches. Cody and Roman go 45 minutes the night before and then come back and go another damn near 45 the second night. Seth Rollins, 45 minutes, and then coming right back and put in his work. Sami Zayn and Gunther, I'm gonna call them. Those are the next 2 names on that list. They delivered. Sammy, again, one of the best in the business. Gunther is probably top 5 in the WWE right now. Face or heel, it don't matter. Logan Paul, great performance. Great performance. Rhea Ripley, one of the top women going right now. Listen, between her and Bianca Belair, and they asked her at the presser, like, is the 4 horsewomen era over? No, but they have company. Between Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Put Liv Morgan in there. She's a former champion and she did very well. Like those three ladies, and then you got Tiffany Stratton on her way up. Um, Roxanne Perez, who I think just got called up. She had a match on Raw last night. The women's division is in great hands. And when one of my personal favorites gets done doing who knows what, she can come on back home and put a cherry on top of the best women's division in pro wrestling. Bayley. Bayley is like the ultimate team player. She was the last of the horsewomen to come up. Yet she was the first to be the Grand Slam winner. When all of the rest of the horsewomen thrived in the main event scene, Charlotte keeps winning titles. Becky continues to level up. Sasha Banks, when she was there, she leveled up. She won championships. She main evented. Bayley just sat back. She kicked back. She reinvented herself, started a whole group, and there we have it. Becky Lynch is on this team because Becky Lynch is just Becky Lynch. She's the man, for crying out loud. And Randy Orton. Randy's one of the greatest to me. Randy Orton might hit my top 5, top 7 all time. My personal list with y'all to get. And the MVP of WrestleMania 40. I gotta go with Seth freaking Rollins. And I'm going MVP off of, if I was going to go MVP just off of who won, I would have said Cody. He won the biggest prize. He finished the story. But that's too easy. Seth freaking Rollins came into WrestleMania not 100%. Seth Rollins sacrificed everything so Cody can finish his story. He lost his title. Sacrificed his whole entire weekend so Cody can finish his story. And it's a callback to something that he said. I know what makes Roman, I know what triggers him. I can be your shield. It's pretty clever. And that's exactly what he was. And Shield music came out in the Shield gear. That triggers Roman. And let's not put that on the back burner because that can be used somewhere in the future with them. But salute Seth freaking Rollins. Great freaking job. Seth and Roman have carried this era, and Drew McIntyre as well has carried this era since the pandemic. Kevin Owens has done a great job as well. Sami Zayn has done a fantastic job. Gunther has come up and kicked ass. Bobby Lashley has done great. The Miz has always been steady. R-Truth has given us gem after gem of laughs. We like the Judgment Day. We got great stuff from them. We got great stuff from Damage Control. And I'm only looking forward to what Triple H and the guys are going to do next. And with that said, that is the end of this recap show. Make sure y'all tune in to Club Pizzle this Thursday. I'm going to talk about my Cleveland Cavaliers, but that's besides the point. Y'all already know, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great, stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Till Thursday night, y'all. Peace.